Good evening, everyone. Olawale, good hi. How are you? Oh, because unless I do okay, disable the spotlights. Okay, mute. Good, a very good evening to everyone. Thank you for participating. We can see that more and more people are coming in. May we give people about 3 minutes, 4 more minutes, and then we can start at exactly 7:40. Thank you. Good evening once again. Thank you once again for coming in, coming to participate for this webinar. We can actually just start by writing our names, introducing ourselves on the chat. Please go to the chat and introduce yourself and tell us where you are from, where you have tuned in from. Kindly start from the chat. I can see Agnes is already here. I can see Elizabeth. I'm not sure she's from where. I can see Olautude from Nigeria. So kindly put in, go to the chat and then put in your name, write your name, introduce yourself, and then you'll be telling us where you are from. We'll be waiting. I said that we are going to start at exactly 7:40. We are 2 minutes to time, and then because of timelines, then we can start. So please introduce yourself. If you go to the chat, you can introduce yourself. My name, I will start by my name. Of course, I can see Olawale has said, good evening, ma. Warm greetings from Lagos, Nigeria. Karibu sana, Olawale. We haven't seen you for a long time, so you are welcome. Please continue putting, I can see Elizabeth is typing. Tell us your name and where you have tuned in from, even as we wait for the others. Thank you. Mercy, I can see some questions on the chat. Maybe you can go in and respond. I can see Elizabeth. Elizabeth Oke from Mabati Technical Training Institute. That is Maria Kani, all the way from Kilifi. Karibu sana. All right, it is 7:40. I want to start sharing my slides right now. Thank you very much for finding time, all of you, for coming here. I know we could have been doing other things at home, but here we are. Thank you very much for coming in. My name is Margaret Waithaka. I'm going to be your moderator today. I'm going to be with you. I know that Career Conversations, we've not been here for some time, but here we are back again. It's always good to start all over again. So thank you very much. We'd like to start by a word of prayer. So Dr. Mercy, you can start us off with a word of prayer.
Let's pray. Our God and our Father, we are grateful for the opportunity to connect even over this technology. We don't take it for granted. So we pray for connectivity, that we can be able to hear one another, and even the discussions that we'll have, that Lord, you'll guide us and you give us insights on how to apply the knowledge that is going to be shared. So we surrender everything to you, and we also pray that the others who can join us, so that we can start together and end together. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Mercy. Like I had said earlier, you know that you can imagine practicing any of your profession without resources. That is what has been happening in our country. I know for us career practitioners, we lack resources. We do not have a lot of resources to work with. We may be trained, we may not be trained, but this is an area that we've been struggling with. So we want to see if there's a solution that Jared is going to take us through. Again, my name is Margaret Waithaka. I'm going to take us just a little bit about myself, just shortly about myself for those who may not remember me, or those ones who do not know me. I've worked in the field of career guidance and advice for 15 years. I am the founder and director of CCGD. I'll be telling you a little bit for those ones who are here for the first time. I'm also the board chair of CDAC, the Professional Body of Career Guidance Practitioners. I can see a lot of my members here. Karibuni sana. I've also authored a DYC workbook, which has been approved for school. I know for this time it's about to be redone again when we go to CBC, but it's still in use. I'm a trainer, I'm a consultant, I'm a writer, and many of you know me also wearing other hats. So that is little about me. I want to tell you about CCGD for those ones who are here for the first time. Who is Career Guidance, our College of Career Guidance and Development? We are an online institution. Of course, we do online and offline also now, but we are registered by the government of Kenya. What we offer is that we offer training programs, short courses, and we have a diploma that is registered by KNQA. I can see some of our students here, those who've graduated and those who are continuing with the courses. We also offer career information resources, part of why we're here. CCGD has been involved in several programs. We've done career guidance consultancies from UNESCO, from ILO, from DCA, and even the others from the Ministry of Education. We've also done career guidance content development. For the TVET schools, if you can remember, or maybe you've come across the Regional Career Guidance and Counseling Framework for TVET. If you do not have it, we can always give you a link to where you can get it from the UNESCO site. We've done also a CPD document also for TVET. We've done, right now we are doing career guidelines for schools and many other programs that we do for areas on career guidance and development in different sectors. Today, our career conversation is about leveraging career information system for exploration and decision making. We want to see what are career information systems? Why do we need it for exploration? Why do we need career information? We have an expert here who is going to take us through that and telling us even a case study and even some of the programs that he has. So this is how the program is going to run. Right now we are doing it's where we are. Welcome and introduction. That is where we are. And then we'll have Jared taking us through leveraged career information system for exploration and decision making. That is our topic for today. Please ensure that even as you listen, you make as many notes as possible so that Jared will be able to take us through the Q&As. Dr. Mercy is here with us as well. I know most of you know her, and will be taking us through also how to become a professional, and she'll also be able to answer different questions as well. I would like also to give a few minutes to CDAC, that is Association of Career Guidance in Kenya, so career development in Kenya, so that you can know a little bit more about it. I know Thursdays we normally have the webinars for CDAC, and actually in the space career guidance, this is career guidance and development, this is the time, and then we'll be able to close the floor. Now, at this moment, I would like to welcome Jared Molko. A little bit about Jared. Jared is all the way from South Africa, and that is where he's stationed. He's from Yenza. He's the co-founder and CEO of Yenza. He's been a Googler. He's an ex-Googler who formed part of the founding Google team in Sub-Saharan Africa. He's an expert in scaling digital products in emerging markets. You'll see that for yourself, even as he takes us through this topic. He has a master's degree in analytical psychology. That's how he came and into the career field and founded the Yenza Careers, which is a multiple award-winning online career pathing platform. It is used by from kindergarten to 12 students, servicing over 200 schools and thousands of learners in multiple African markets, helping them to guide them to successful careers. That is a little about Jared. There is so much more that you can hear from what he's done, because in this space, he is an expert. So I would like to welcome, I'll stop sharing. I would like to welcome Jared so that he can take us through the career information, how to leverage career information for decision making. So Jared, the floor is yours. Karibu.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the intro, Margaret. Can you hear me okay?
You are a bit low. Maybe it's from my side. Yes, it's from my side. Okay. It's fine.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen and just go through a few introductory slides. And then I'll actually go straight into the Yenza platform so you guys can see what we've done. All right. So just a little bit of context around why this is all very important. Some of these statistics are from South Africa, but I believe that they are representative of most African markets. Around 80% of learners that are coming through the education sector do not have access to formal career services. There is a lack of human resources. On average, there's around one qualified career counselor to 900 students. We know that poor career alignment has major negative effects over time. We also know our youth are not prepared with the necessary skills to meet the labor market demands. So when we're talking about youth unemployment, there actually are jobs that are sitting vacant because we're just not skilling our youth in the right way. And this also speaks very directly to vocational, TVET related career paths. And then there's also just a mismatch in terms of pathing the right person to the right kinds of courses and opportunities. What we also know is if you're a young person in today's age, it's very exciting, but it's also very uncertain, the future, where around 65% of careers for a student that is leaving primary school don't currently exist. That's how quickly things are changing. And what we also know is that one of the biggest causes of stress when it comes to careers and career pathing comes down to two main things: a lack of self-awareness and self-understanding, and a lack of career awareness and career understanding, which is pretty obvious. However, it's important to note that a lot of the career solutions that are available typically focus on the end result, which is here's a course, pick a course. But you're missing out all of the steps that lead up to the moment and the point in which someone should actually make a decision, which is, do they understand themselves? Do they know who they are? Do they understand their strengths, their weaknesses, their interests, their passions, and do they actually have a proper understanding of what careers actually entail before choosing the correct courses? So there's a lot of guidance that needs to take place prior to someone actually making these choices. And what's actually interesting is this was a very big survey that was done in North America, but very interestingly, because of what students are exposed to with the internet, they're thinking about their careers and their career paths far earlier on in their lives than previous generations. So talking about careers, introducing careers, dealing with careers can actually happen far sooner in someone's career, in someone's lifetime. So our mission is around democratizing high quality career services to guide and develop the youth and to integrate them effectively into the world of work. And so that's why we developed Yenza. Yenza is a very robust and comprehensive platform, which you're going to see now, where we have got all of the necessary tools and features that someone would need for different phases and different stages along a career path, all within a single platform. So when we were speaking to Margaret and Mercy, I think one of the pieces of feedback is, wow, you've got so many things in this platform where students don't have to go to all these different places to find this information. It's all within a single platform. We also are real experts and leaders when it comes to doing what we call real guidance. And this is the point of really helping individuals to understand themselves across key areas, and then also empowering teachers and whoever's acting as the role as the guide to help develop the individual and guide the individual themselves. So that's the bit of the preamble. I'll reshare my screen now and go into the platform so you can just see what it actually looks like. I'm not going to do a full demonstration now because that typically takes about 40 minutes just to do the demonstration, but I'll show you the platform and the different areas, and then obviously open to taking questions when we conclude. Cool. So here I am. I'm in yenzacareers.com. If we go over here to our website, you will see we have got, we've regionalized the platform for Kenya now. So we are launching in Kenya. We've been primarily in South Africa, but we are a multi-curriculum company. We've got schools in Zimbabwe, Botswana, Ethiopia, and Namibia. And so we're starting now with Kenya, and very soon we will also be localizing for Nigeria. So I'm in the South African version right now. But you'll see all of the things that you'll need to see. So when it comes to our assessments and our reports, this is where we're real innovators. All of our assessments are gamified, they are multilingual, and the reporting is very interactive. So once you've completed an assessment, and our assessments typically take anywhere between 7 to 10 minutes to complete, they're very fast, very mobile friendly. You can do them in different languages, as I mentioned before. And it's you know, traditional career assessments take anywhere between 1 to 2 hours to complete. Ours are very interactive and very fast, very easy for teachers to administer and students to complete. And then they go through their assessment results in more of an interactive lesson plan format, which is far easier for the individual to understand. So that's just an example of one of our assessment reports. You can see the different kinds of assessments on the left-hand panel. We measure for entrepreneurial competency and intent, personality traits, values, different kinds of learning styles, emotional intelligence, and cognitive ability, where we use different games to measure for problem solving, critical thinking, memory, all of the metacognitions that someone would need to do well within a given career. So this is the assessment component of the career guidance platform. Then we move into the navigator tools. So now, based on my assessment profile, I'm being matched to careers that I'm best suited for. I can use all the different filtering over here to go on my own exploration process. So I'll pause over here to describe our approach and why this is an important approach when it comes to career guidance. Traditional career guidance typically means that it is typically done where someone does either online or a paper-based assessment. They get a report and the report tells them what they should or they shouldn't do. Now, that's the traditional approach. Now, the student in that experience is being very passive, right? They're just getting this information and they don't have to do anything. They're passive. Our approach is that we are, through our platform, we're encouraging the student to explore and discover for themselves. So we don't spoon feed. We don't tell them what they should or shouldn't do. We point them in the right direction and we make the experience very intuitive, very engaging. And then we make the content, we package the content in a very good way so that the student can really go through their own exploration and discovery process, turning them from passive to active in their own career guidance and discovery journey. So here you see a typical career page, the traits, the skills, and the expertise that you would need. How suited am I based on my different assessment profiles, the subjects I should choose, the common courses that I should choose, the different learning pathways that I could take, tidbits of information to know, and then some initial courses that I could take, and I'll get to the courses, to start developing the necessary skills to follow this particular career path. So we've got in our career library around 550 high demand, high growth careers. We're only focusing on high growth, high demand careers because we know that there are many careers that are on the steady decline that are going to be automated away. So we're only focusing on those top careers. So that's the career navigator. I'll kind of just go from top to bottom here. Then we partner with various other online course providers. These are very well-known course providers. Our biggest partner is a course provider called Allison. They're very big in the African markets. They're the equivalent of a Coursera. We have hundreds and hundreds of free Allison courses that you can take through the platform. And we have any kind of course from digital marketing to administration to digital literacy, to very career-specific courses that you can take. So there are hundreds of courses. The student can do these for free. If a student wants to complete these courses and get a micro certificate, they can do that themselves. There's a very small fee if you want to get an official certificate. But what we're trying to do with the skills component is also educating students and teachers and parents that you can get these micro credentials to make yourself not only acquire the right skills, but also to make yourself employable. You don't have to always have the traditional 3-year diploma or 4-year degree, which is very cost prohibitive and there's not a lot of availability. You can do these online short courses and in the same way become employable. We've moved from a qualifications-based economy to a skills-based economy. Employers are primarily focused on whether you can showcase or display that you have the necessary skill to do the job. And these short courses, which come from reputable skills course providers, employers accept. So this is a very low cost, low barrier way for someone to start developing their skills and their levels of employability whilst going down a traditional university or tertiary route. Then we assist with subject choice for schools. You'll see that we're multi-curriculum. You'll see that we've got the Kenyan 844 set up over here. We are working on the CBC curriculum. We will have the CBC curriculum in the platform very soon. Here you can do different kinds of lessons where a learner can start to figure out what it is that what subjects that they should be thinking about. So we give you subject choice recommendations. We're teaching learners about knowing the different kinds of subjects that are available. These lessons are very short, very sweet and to the point. And then we have our own lesson library where you can go in to learn about each of the subjects, what they entail, common careers, common courses, and the skills that you would need to do well within that given subject. And then you can explore careers based on subject competencies. So we give a lot of information here to assist someone to make their subject selections. And then here you'll see the 844 structure over here in terms of choosing subjects. Then as far as universities is concerned, so you'll see South Africa and Kenya over here. So you'll see that we map to all of the Kenyan universities. You can filter these by career directions and different types. So if I want to see what is in Strathmore, here I can come in, I get all the necessary quick links. And then if I want to see, for example, what's happening in the engineering faculty, what's happening in the management and technology faculty, I can get linked off directly to the appropriate area from that university. So we're not including all of the course details, but we are fast tracking the ability for someone to find the right university and the right course, and then for them to explore further. These other areas are actually more in relation to the South African version, because I'm logged into my South African account. And then I'll show you quickly, we also have our CV builder. So individuals can develop their CVs. Once you download the CV, it looks something like this. It's a beautifully laid out CV template, which you can use for various kinds of applications. And then we are introducing a whole bunch of new tools and features to the platform. We're also introducing new assessments. So I know there's some people here from the kind of technical vocational background. We're introducing lots of assessments to identify those kinds of core competencies and make vocational career recommendations. And then for the Kenyan market, we're also going to be listing a lot of opportunities that young people can apply for in order to pursue their career path beyond high school and into the university space. We also, lastly, without getting into too much detail, but I will mention it, is that we have our own online dashboard. So any schools or institutions that we work with get access to their own backend where they can see all of the data, the signups, the logins, the assessment completions. You can drill into individual profiles where you can see what they've done on the platform, the assessments that they've completed, their results, what they've selected, and you can download their reports directly from the dashboard. This is what a downloaded assessment report looks like. So beautifully print out assessment report. It turns into like a 35-page, 45-page document that's got a lot of detail that a young person can take away or can use in conjunction with a counselor to go through and work through and understand. And we do a lot of training. We have a train the trainer model where we help counselors to understand and interpret all these results. And then lastly, we have a bunch of reports that you can use, completion reports, distribution reports, individual user breakdowns. And I'll just show you the group analysis, which combines all these different reports in one area. So you can run your own reports to see, okay, what subjects has my cohort or has my school or has my institution selected? What is the worker type breakdown? What are their personality breakdowns? And we're introducing more and more data, more and more reports, more and more assessments into the platform that you can use to track and to monitor and to leverage the data for different kinds of use cases. So yeah, that's it. I know I went very quickly, but we don't have too much time, so I will pause. Then we can take some questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Jared. Jared has done this over and over again, so he goes through very, very fast. But I am sure that most of us have gotten the gist of it. Like I was saying, that you have a career resource available just by a click of a button, that you are able to find out about yourself, or your students or your learners are able to find out about their traits, their personality, their worker type. They are able to go and find out more about the subjects that they can do, the careers that they would possibly enjoy. And I like what Jared was talking about, is that it's not just any career. It's talking about the high growth, high demand careers, the ones that we know that are actually expanding with a lot of opportunities. I liked also some of the takeaways that I'm finding, that even after the subjects, you're able to align with what there is. You're able to know that schools that are able to offer. There is also now the colleges that have actually been linked in the Kenyan market. And I'm sure there are some that you can also link with also the other market. And then, then you are able to find out also about courses, these very common courses like Addison, the Coursera, for those ones in the TVET institutions, and even the ones who are out of O levels, that there are some courses that they are able to be doing and they can get micro certificates. That's amazing. So I want to open the door for you so that you can ask us any questions, any lingering question that you might have. This is your opportunity to seek clarity and address any uncertainties. Anything you can ask. You can unmute, ask the question, or you can write on the chat. Unmute, ask the question, or you can write on the chat. All right, Shaheen, you can unmute. Yes, Shaheen? Shaheen, are you able to unmute? You are still on mute, Shaheen. Well, I'm not sure that I am yeah, you can go ahead, Shaheen. All right, we can't hear you, Shaheen. Maybe as you struggle, anybody else with a question as Shaheen tries? I've unmuted you, Shaheen. All right, anybody else with a question? If you're not able to, you can still write on the chat. Anybody else?
You don't have to be shy. It's okay. I know the group sometimes it's. I'm curious actually if anyone's got feedback. Did they like what they see? Is that something that they've seen before? Yeah. So I see there's a question here. Are you targeting schools or private practice? What are the costs involved? So it can be both. So we do work with counselors directly, and they utilize our platform to deliver their services. But primarily, we're working with schools directly. So the schools that we work with, they typically are purchasing licenses from the school budgets on behalf of the learners. But we know that Kenya might be slightly different. So we can share the costing and the pricing model for everyone, but generally speaking, it will range between $15 to $10 US dollars per person for lifetime access. So they pay once and they never pay again, and then they get to benefit from the platform at any age and at any stage. It's a once-off cost of generally around $15 to $10, depending on the number of people that are signing up, because we do offer discounts for bulk signups. So, you know, we are trying to make this platform affordable. The assessments on the platform, I didn't mention, these are psychometric assessments. These are scientifically validated assessments. These are not quizzes or questionnaires. These are assessments that counselors can charge a lot of money to administer. And so, yeah, we've developed everything ourselves. And so our mission really is to get as many people to be able to access something like this as possible. We believe it's kind of like, it's a foundation to career success, yes.
All right. Thank you very much. I think you've been answered, Winnie, that it's you had asked whether it's private for all schools. Yes, it is for all schools. All students can actually do. Cannot. Okay. So they're saying that they cannot unmute from their end. I don't know. What about Anne? Are you able to unmute from your end? I'm trying to find out if there is another way that I can see. Anne, are you able to unmute? Shaheen is saying she can't unmute. Maybe it's an issue from my side. Anne, are you able to unmute from your side?
It is possible to unmute.
Okay, Sawa. So go ahead. Anne, unmute and then you ask your question.
Maybe type it if it's not going to work.
Yeah, maybe you can type if it's not working. Disable my, I don't know why you are not able to unmute. Somebody talked. Who talked? You are able to unmute from your side, right?
Yes, it is possible to unmute.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but it's Elizabeth, it's not Anne.
Oh, it's okay. Anne, are you able to unmute?
But maybe I'd just like to thank Jared for sharing this with us. It's very insightful. We are able to actually see what these online career management systems look like. Because yes, we can envision them for ourselves, but now we've gotten to see one in action, what it looks like, what it could entail, and the possibilities that are on there. So thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Pleasure. I also didn't mention it's very mobile friendly. So you can really, there's so much information on here, but you can actually get through this quite well on your smartphone or your mobile device. So, you know, we've got about 85,000 students on the platform, but we've delivered over 250,000 assessments through the platform. And we've got about an 80% completion rate on those assessments. Now, career counselors and guidance counselors can use the assessment results to effectively guide the individual in terms of what choices that they should make. But then higher education institutes can also use that information to decide on what applicants to accept. So it's got a lot of value both in the high school space, but also in the tertiary space. And that's an area that we're starting to work with now as well.
Fantastic. Okay, Shaheen, I can see that I think you have unmuted.
Yes, can you hear me? Can you
Yes,
hear me?
we can.
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you.
Jared, that was a fantastic presentation. It's a much needed service in Kenya, I think, and I'm very, very excited about this because this is homegrown. It's not alien to us. We've been using very alien systems before. My question is, do you have international universities like Australia, UK, US, the whole range, or in Europe?
Yeah.
You know, and other Malaysian universities, or, you know, Singapore, Japan? What kind of range do you have?
Yeah, so thanks for the compliment and the question. So We're about to launch our global top 200 universities, and we're going to be adding from that, and that is across the globe. So Asia, North America, South America, Europe, Australasia. So to answer your question, we're about to load 200 of those universities, and then we will continue to add to them. We also have support functions in place. I didn't show you, but it will be in the Kenyan solution as well, where students that are looking to apply to international universities, we have service providers in Kenya that can assist. So that's more of a concierge kind of service. But in terms of mapping the global landscape, we are doing that, and we're launching our top 200 probably in 2 weeks' time.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shaheen. It's lovely hearing your voice. Anne, are you able to unmute? Innocent, I can see you have unmuted. Go ahead.
Actually, I'm very grateful for the presentation by Jared. I'm new in this space, and I'm getting to learn a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. I know I can see Anne. I'm sorry, I can see you are still struggling. But anybody else with a question you can ask. This is a tool that has been used by a lot of developed countries. Actually, they just use this, and this is an issue that we've been having in our country. Just like your team, everybody is feeling. So it's something that we need to do this for our country as well.
Yeah, Margaret, yeah. I see Anne's question. So she says here, do you have success stories on students who have used the skills-based approach to rise in their career as opposed to the qualifications-based approach? I don't have specific success stories. What I can say is that we have spent a lot of time speaking to employers about this. We work with corporates in different ways, shapes, and forms. And they have said to us that if someone comes to them with a CV where they can see they've got these micro credentials, they will be considered. So that's what we know. We don't have the actual individual success stories, but we know that what we are saying resonates in the market, and there's quite a bit of educating that needs to be done still.
Okay, Shaheen, your hand is up, but maybe yes. Jared, you can tell us about. You can tell us about the schools that have used this product in South Africa. Maybe that would be another success that you can tell us.
Yeah, we've got lots of success stories of the schools using our solution. We're in the biggest school groups across South Africa. We are regarded as the #1 career guidance and career development platform in South Africa. We've won lots of awards. We were voted by an international body, a very well-known body, the top 50 EdTech startups in Africa for education technology. So we've got plenty of success stories, plenty of testimonials. We're in from the best schools in South Africa all the way to your middle tier type schools. And the reason why we can do that is because the quality is there, but the affordability is also there. So that's the thing of like we're wanting to really democratize access to a platform like this.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And that I believe we are going to have a lot of success stories as well in our countries. Shaheen, you can go ahead.
Yes, one more question. You talked about technical vocational tests that you're going to be introducing. How soon can we get those tests? Because I'm really interested in that.
Yeah, so those tests are quite difficult. I would say they probably would only be ready in about 3 months' time.
Okay.
So we're busy coding them. They're quite gamified. But yeah, it's to test the actual core competencies of a technical mindset or technical brain.
Okay, so would it be possible for you to share your email contact on the chat, please?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Jared, you can share. And if anybody is not getting Jared, you can call Dr. Mercy as well, or I, and then we would be able to answer any of the questions that you have. Mercy, Dr. Mercy, you have a question or a comment?
Yes, just a comment. Maybe Jared, you can also share or some insights on the role of entrepreneurship, the people who can, because we're also encouraging a lot of the youth to think how they can get into entrepreneurship. How will the platform be able to, spur that interest in terms of entrepreneur spirit?
Yeah, so we're gonna be adding a lot more with entrepreneurship. Right now, one of our assessments tests for entrepreneurial intent or entrepreneurial desire. And then what we're trying to do is to educate somebody on what it actually means and what it actually takes to be an entrepreneur. So what we're trying to do is to actually paint the more realistic picture of what entrepreneurship is all about, because when you're a young person, it's very easy to idealize entrepreneurship. And the reality is entrepreneurship is actually only for a small percentage of people. So we're actually trying to paint a very realistic picture of, are you prepared to take risks? Do you have the right kinds of skills? Do you have the right kinds of mindsets? And then once we can establish that someone has got the right attributes and characteristics, then we encourage them to go down that entrepreneurial path. Having an entrepreneurial mindset is very different. Everyone should have an entrepreneurial mindset. That's just being proactive, being a go-getter, learning from your mistakes. That's the kind of mindset. But to actually be an entrepreneur, as an entrepreneur myself, I would first discourage someone to do entrepreneurship, and if they still want to, then good luck to them.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Jared. I think that was such an eye-opener, and this is something we want to believe will really help our students and learners, both in the ending 844 and of course in the CBC. This is the right timing for this to do. So for the teachers who are here, and even I can see Simon from the ministry, I think this is a great product for us to actually help our young learners, and even the ones who are in school, all of us, including even the ones who are transitioning, because we actually want to look at what our traits and personalities are. So thank you so much, Jared. And we want to believe that these conversations will continue. This is not the last time that you'll be giving us this. You will have these conversations continuing. And if there is anybody with any question, you can write to Jared, you can write to me, you can write to Mercy, and then we'll be able to answer. Asante sana. So I would like to ask Dr. Mercy to tell us a little about CCGD qualification, and then Scholar, I hope you're here. Then you can share. You can let us know about CDAC. All right, Dr. Mercy.
Just before I go, thank you everyone for your time. It was lovely to speak to you, and I hope we can engage with each other in some way in the future. And thank you to Margaret and Mercy for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you so much. All right. Shaheen, is that an old hand or is it a new hand?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's an old one.
Okay. All right. Dr. Mercy, maybe you can tell participants about your diploma.
Yes, yes, that's what let me share.
Thank you. Yes, as Dr. Mercy is sharing that this, like we are talking about the resources for practitioners, and I want to know who the practitioners are and how you can actually become a practitioner. So Dr. Mercy, I'll only give you 5 minutes. Then I will give Scholar another 5 minutes. Thank you.
I hope you can see the screen.
Yes, but please put it on a slide. But yeah.
Okay. So how do you become a career development practitioner, and especially so that you can be able to even to use the resources and the technology that that is associated with the delivery of career guidance services. So we have a diploma in career guidance and development, KNQA, Kenya National Qualification Framework Level 6, that is already registered, and it is also equated and co-developed with ABMA Education from UK. So the target for this course is any person who has a background in HR, psychology, counseling, community development, teaching, social work, any person who has any passion in the field of career. So anyone who has interest of supporting young people, either through mentorship, either counseling them, either coaching them. So those are some areas. So we have the requirements for anyone who has a different, from a different field and would want to do this diploma, so that they can either in their either in their own as a private practice, or also supporting one of the departments. Now that we have career guidance has been mainstreamed through the school system, through the labor market systems, and especially now that we have a national career guidance policy. So it's one of the requirements that for professionals who will be delivering this, they need to be certified. And so this diploma comes in handy for anyone in that particular space. So the duration of the course is 1 year, and it includes about 4 terms, and including internship. So what are the core competencies that you'll be able to acquire? So we have the cognitive competencies of the practice of career guidance. So it has the theory and practice. It has the history. It has the principles of how to of how career guidance needs to be run, and even how it can be delivered. Then we have the functional competencies of specific areas of advising, of coaching, of education and information. And then we have the personal competencies. For you to be a professional career development practitioner, there are personal competencies that you need to develop. And so this course also gives a unit on that. And then any discipline is governed by ethical competencies and ethical practices. And so there are also ethical competencies and practices that for you to become a practitioner, you'd be able to go through that. So in terms of standards and compliance for this course, it is recognized, equated, and accredited by Kenya National Qualification Framework. The assessment awarding a certification is by ABMA Education UK, and this ABMA UK is also registered with the TVETA in Kenya as an assessment or a qualification awarding organization. And then, so it is already registered. It's a center registration by ABMA. So CCGD is also registered by TVETA and also by ABMA. And then in terms of staff requirements, excuse me. Sorry, I'm having a cold, so it's a sneeze. So we have the staff in terms of licensed by TVETA. For we know that in the TVET sector, any person, any tutor needs to be, or a trainer needs to be licensed to offer the services. So I'm licensed as part of the staff that run this course. And then we have also other members of the faculty who have masters in career guidance and development from global universities. So I'm sure we have some of the students here. I can see Pauline is already here. She can give a testimony of this course. So the delivery, we have scheduled guided virtual classes every day from Monday to Thursday. And then we also have we have a learning management system. So if there are any learning activities and self-paced study that you can be able to refer to any materials, it's readily available through the LMS, and also in addition to the assignments. And I'm sure for us, we also we need to be aware that the economic times mean it's not always easy to get a lump sum of money to be able to pay the fees. So we encourage the students to have we have a flexible payment plan that a student can pay per month, or arrangements can be arranged on how to do that. So once you have acquired the skills, or once you have trained and you have been certified, what are the opportunities? What would you do? So there are new opportunities in terms of course development and curriculum development, like the management, Margaret talked about the guidelines of how career guidance is going to be delivered in junior school. So there is a whole opportunity in terms of developing curriculum and course materials that can be used for junior school, and also going forward even in the senior school. Then in addition to that, can be an evaluator of career education programs, be able to also show or be one of the in terms of the schools, the junior schools, they're supposed to have a career guidance committee. And through that career guidance committee, there need to be a person who is trained. And if they do not have a trained person, they can outsource that service from trained professionals. So this already, again, provides an opportunity for people who get trained so that they can be able to provide their services to schools and be able to, and also give them skills on how to integrate career guidance services and competences in the school curriculum. Then developing and reviewing career information products. I have challenged Winnie. Winnie is on the course. She's from the communication department. I mean, her background is in communication, and I'm challenging her to champion, because she has the writing skills and now she has the new competencies of career guidance. She should be one of the persons who help us to develop career information materials and products. And then again, there is an element of development of career portfolios. It is needed even in the junior school. So how do we leverage on these opportunities that are already arising from the implementation of the junior school and also the senior school, and the CBC goes going forward. So these are the ways you can apply those new skills. And so we have very few people doing this kind of who are professionals, and we are encouraging as many people to do that. Just the way Jesus says that the harvest is plentiful, and there are many laborers in the vineyard. So the same way in the space of career guidance in this area and in this country. So we would encourage as many people to get certified. And because now there are proper recognition, even the structures within the government, in the Ministry of Education and also the Ministry of Labor, then we need to take advantage of that. So we have a May intake, and if you check this, you can check out the course and the course requirements using this QRD. So if you are able to take a photo of that, you'll be able to access and see more information about the course. So I think that's all for me, and then we give some time for anyone who would want to take that QRD, and then you'll be able to access the course and see the requirements, and even the faculty member, you can be able to see and read more about them and about the course. That's all, Margaret.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Mercy. That is very comprehensive. I know I'd given you 5 minutes, but you've taken more. It is your time, so that's good enough. In case you have any more information, if you need to get, I can see quite a number of our students here, and yes, and even more, you are welcome. So as we conclude, we are supposed to go up to 45. We only have some 5 more minutes. So Scholar, if you're here, you can tell us about being a member of the Professional Association, so that more and more of this can actually be availed to you. So Scholar, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Margaret. Thank you also so much, Dr. Mercy. Today I will not present, but they'll hear my lovely voice.
Okay.
I know everyone has been presenting great insights from Jared and getting to learn. This is on the Career Development Association of Kenya, that is CDAC. For more of our information, we normally have it on www.cdac.org. cdak.co.ke. Should be able to post that on the chat. So you should be able to check in. In there, we actually have our membership. That's the professional entity that Dr. Mercy mentioned. What happens after you're trained? So what happens after you're trained? You get into this family where we're able to exchange ideas, we hold webinars, we exchange the good opportunities that we have so that we work together as a family and in synergy. That goes for all professions, right from the learned friends, the lawyers, to the medics. So what about us as career development practitioners? So that's how we are in CDAC. And in CDAC, we have two types of membership. There's the associate, and there's also the honorary, and there's also the professional. So the professional gets to pay 4,000 bob. That's after you've gone through the training and you've been certified with what just Dr. Mercy had just mentioned. And then there's associate. You've been doing 1 or 2 or 3 things. You have the basic skills. This is where you're able to start. All these details are available on the website on www.cdak.co.ke. Yes, all that information is available there. Our numbers are there. You should be able to reach us. So just don't be a lone ranger. No. As you finish and say, yes, you're providing the services, get to mention there that you're a member of. The same way HR, they do it, they say, hey, CHRP. So even us, we are members of CDAC, and that's how we get to work together in synergy. All the information is there on the website. I'll not take so much of your time, but just be able to get to us and see what we have. We also hold the webinars, just like Margaret had mentioned when she started. She's our chair. So there's so much information that you're able to see in there. We should be also growing in right from our resources. So it's not just the interaction, but there's also a lot of information, a lot of resources in terms of even events of what will be happening, holding the career fairs, the job fairs, the people being sent. A lot of our members are doing great things and looking forward to have you as our member. Asanteni sana.
Asante, thank you very much. Like you said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of the dreams, right? So thank you very, very much. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for your participation, all of you. I know some people have dropped off, but even those ones who have gone up to the end, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for all of you. Your time and enthusiasms are greatly appreciated. It's been a pleasure to share this space with you. Always your feedback is invaluable to us, so please don't hesitate to share your thoughts and suggestions. They always help us improve and tailor future webinars to better meet our needs, whether the webinars are from us, or from any of the members, or even from CDAC. We want to actually discuss and have conversations in this space so that we can greatly improve even the outcomes of career guidance and even the outcomes of the world of work and the outcomes of our country. So thank you very much. And I want to I want to ask you to, I want to tell you that anytime you're welcome, you can always call us, you can always write to us. We always have an open door policy. So asanteni sana, and God bless you, and may you have a great evening. Thank you. Thank you, Olawale, all the way from Nigeria, Asante, for joining us. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Asante, Scholar.